Hello everyone, my name is Zmarie here with Heart4art Live. Today we're going to be continuing our interpretation of the Garden of Eden, Part 3. So let's get started. As I said, we're going to be continuing our interpretation of the Garden of Eden. As last time, we got our background and all of that, so now we're going to continue on drawing the animals and adding a few more details. So let's jump on over to our sketch pad and let's start drawing. So get your pencils and everything, and let's jump on over and let's start drawing here on our sketch pad, okay? And as I said, we're just going to mainly be focusing on drawing our different animals and things like that, alright? So, of course, as I always say, you can do it how you want to do it, but I'm going to try and do it as close to the reference drawing just to make it a little simpler and so you can follow along with me, okay? Alrighty, so now what I'm first going to do is down here on the bottom, if you look at the reference drawing, you can see that there's actually like a tiger here on the bottom, kind of like behind the trees. So that's what we're going to draw first, alright? So I'm just going to come here, start a little bit behind the tree, just to get like the back of the tiger. Then we're going to come out from behind our plants and draw the other part of the body. Now there may be some parts, like you see I have my water right here. I'm going to end up having to erase that as well, so you know we can draw the body and all of that as well, okay? Alright, so let me just go ahead and erase that line there so we can get our body of our tiger. Alright, and you can always go back and add a little bit more detail and all of that in the end, but you can just simply come here and we're going to draw the body of our tiger. Alright, this is just the back of the tiger here, and then we're going to slightly go up to draw his head. And I'm just go ahead and draw over these lines that I have, and I can always go back and erase it so to look like it's behind the tiger as well, okay? Alright. We're going to draw the ears right here. Alright. Just trying to get us a basic kind of outline of our tiger and of the different animals that we're actually drawing here. And try and erase some of these lines so you can actually see the tiger. Again, it's a basic draft that we can kind of go by. Kind of trying to clear us a path here. Alright, so that's our first ear there. Then we're going to kind of come in between here to draw that small part on the head and then draw the other ear. And as you can see, it's not a full ear there. It's not a full ear, so you just kind of do it halfway. And then you're going to start drawing the face of the tiger. Just as best shape you can. Now I'm trying to zoom in my reference so I can see a little better. Alrighty. So we're going to draw our face. And I kind of like erasing the lines as I go so I can just, you know, kind of get a basic outline without getting confused, because in this, especially in this picture, because it's so many lines. So I'm just trying to kind of erase as I go. Alright. Kind of got that part of the face. Then we're going to go out for the mouth. Alright, like this. And then we're going to just erase this line here. Kind of like that. And then we're going to come and get our little hoop here. And down. Alright, we're going to bring it in for his mouth. And do the bottom. Alright, And of course, if you want to fix any lines, you can always go back and do that, but just kind of get you a basic outline to go from. Then we're going to come here kind of like under the chin and do the bottom part of the body. So I'm trying to get me a rough sketch there. Alright? Like this. Just the best way you can, okay? So I'm just trying to fix any lines or anything that we may want to fix as we go. It just kind of helps in the overall drawing. Alright? So we got our ears, the kind of basic outline of the face and all of that as well. And I'm just correct any lines or anything. It just simply all helps the picture look more realistic. Alright, and we're going to kind of do that as our basic outline there. And we're going to come here and start drawing the eyes, because we can see we have a few details with the stripes and all of that as well. Alright, just give us a basic kind of outline. So just do it the best way you can. Even if it doesn't look exactly like the reference, just try and do it as best as you can. Of course, however you want to draw it. Okay. Trying to get us an outline that we can simply go from. And I'm going to come here and fix the mouth a little better. Trying to make it all the same size so it doesn't look weird. So just come in here. Like that. I'm gonna go out a little bit. And coming in. It's kind of like that, alright? Just trying to get us a basic format. And I'm going to come on here and start drawing his nose. Just trying to get us kind of like a, outline there. And as I say, you can go back and add any details. I'm going to go ahead and finish his eyes right here. Alright. And we're going to add any stripes, which we can see is quite a bit on this one animal, but just try and add as many stripes as you can just so you can see that it is a tiger. And I'm probably going to go back and make his ears a little bigger because they're kind of small. So let me go ahead and do that before I go over to the stripes. So if I, draw the stripes, I don't have to erase the stripes as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and fix his ear here. Do kind of like a straight line coming up. And go straight to the ear. Kind of like that. You can go ahead and put the kind of spiked up hair that he has in his ear there as well. Kind of oval it off a little. Alright, now we're going to add our stripes. So you see a stripe right here over the eye. You can just simply do this by adding like a dark line. You're going to do a stripe back here. Stripe up here in front of the eye. A few up here. Alright. Come here by the chin. And the cheek, right there. And kind of on the body. You can do them in whichever places, that you actually want to do it on your drawing. Just simply adds a little bit more detail so it actually looks, more like a tiger. So I'm going to just add a few lines kind of throughout the body. And a little bit back here. Kind of going behind the flower there. And a little bit throughout the body here. All of this just simply adds a little bit more detail to the drawing, and it helps it to be identified a bit more as to, you know, what specific animal actually is. You can do the kind of hair lines that it has throughout it. All that just simply helps. Alright, then I'm going to do a few more stripes here in the back. Coming out from the bottom, from the top. Just a few kind of throughout. And a few back here where we started drawing them. Alright, kind of like that. Okay, now you're going to come up here to the front where you can actually see that up here by the mouth and all of that, you see the whiskers and all of that. So we're going to go ahead, add a little bit more detail to the nose, and then we're going to draw our whiskers coming out. So just do a little line kind of underneath the nose there. And then we're going to come here a little bit above the mouth right here and just do a few lines coming out. Like a quick lines on both sides. Alright, and about that many, not too many, so it doesn't look, you know, too crazy or anything. And then we're going to come right here, we're like below the neck area right here, and we're actually going to draw his paw coming up onto the mountain here. So you're going to come here, there's kind of like a grass land coming up to this part right here. Okay, so it's actually grass before this, so we're going to make the paw lay on the grass. So first, let's actually get our kind of sprigs in the back of grass going. Just kind of throughout. Alright, now we're going to come here and kind of draw the paw going out kind of from behind the plant. Like so. And it's not like a whole paw because it's kind of like it's peeping from behind. So kind of going out like that. Then you're going to go one hoop here. Okay. And another hoop there. And we're going to kind of pause right here. And we're going to continue where we left off after, you know, our break and all of that. So we're going to, you know, just pause right here so you all can actually, you know, kind of get in your head how you want the paw and all of that to go, okay? So we're going to just pause there. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back so you all can, you know, finish the drawing along with me. So don't put down your pencils, don't put down your sketch pad, don't put down your eraser, anything like that, because we will continue our drawing, our interpretation of the Garden of Eden, Part 3, when we come back. So stay tuned.
Tired of your bland wardrobe? Well, spice things up with the Wood Prosper's customizable t-shirts in 3 easy steps. First, go to smickapp.com and click the Wood Prosper logo. Then select Create Your Own, and lastly, import your own design or use the ones we pre-made for you. You can even customize mugs, hats, jackets, and so much more. So head on over to smickapp.com and click on Wood Prosper today and get your designs noticed.
Alright guys, so as I said before the break, we were kind of, you know, drawing a few more animals on our interpretation of the Garden of Eden Part 3. So we're just going to kind of continue where we left off before the commercial. We left off drawing the tiger's paw right there, like before you get to kind of the heel area. So we're just going to add in, you know, a little bit more detail there. Then we're going to start drawing some of the other animals and details throughout the drawing, alright? So as I said, it's not going to be like an entire paw here. But I'm going to grab my eraser and I'm just going to erase the second line I drew. try and make that look a little bit more like a paw, okay? And like I said, all of this helps. Just adding a few details here and there, all of that actually helps. So you kind of come down below the neck area here, draw like the paw coming out there, and then you're gonna go do a little hoop there, and then cut down, and a slight line like that, and just stop there. Then you go to the second part of the paw, like this, and draw a circle like an oval, and stop there. Okay? Then you're gonna come here beside the paw and do your grass sprigs coming up. So it gives it the imitation that he is actually behind the grass. And then you're gonna come here where we actually drew the paw and all of that, and give him a few more lines and different things like that. Give him those lines, make him look like a tiger. Alright? You don't really have to do it down there towards the paw and all of that, because that part on the reference doesn't have the lines and all of that, but of course it's up to you. Alright? So just trying to add any more detail that we may want to add to the tiger, so we can go on to some of the different scenery right here, okay? So now what we're going to do is, if you look at your reference kind of right here in this area, you can actually see there's a squirrel here. So next, that's what we're actually going to draw right here. So he's kind of over towards the side of the mountain area right here, so that's where we're kind of going to draw him. So I'm going to grab my eraser, kind of fade that line away there. Okay. We're going to start drawing the squirrel about here. Alright? So you can see on the reference the acorn here. So we're going to start drawing that first. And now I was thinking to draw this first because so you'll actually know, what angle you want to go from with drawing the squirrel. So I would suggest you draw that part first. Okay. And it's not a full one because he's actually holding it in his hand. So about there. Then you come up just a little bit more. I'm going to erase this line right here where I have for the water. Alright. I'm going to draw the squirrel there. I'm kind of going from the hand to the face. Okay. Give it the imitation that he's actually holding it as well, okay? And you're gonna come up right here, where his arm, and make our way up. Alright? And then start drawing the face. Alright? You can do it however you want to draw, or whatever animal you want to draw right there. I'm just kind of, basing it off the reference, so when you see the reference, you can kind of follow along a little bit more. Alrighty. That's a basic outline there. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna come up here at the top. I'm gonna take some of this line off that I had here too, just for his ears. And I'm gonna draw his ears. It's like a simple oval shape. Like that. And another one on the other side. Kind of like that, okay? Alright? Then we're going to come here where the body is, and I'm actually going to come right here where his hands are, and I'm going to go ahead and draw the legs so it actually leads to the tail and all of that. I'm going to come here, draw that a little better, and then you see the acorns kind of peeping from the bottom, so I'm going to just add a little bit there. Alright. And then we're going to come here and start drawing the leg. It's just simple. It's like a small little hoop down here. Alright? I'm gonna kind of make that line a little skinnier. Just do a basic line there. Now we're gonna lead up to the tail. So come here. And I'm actually gonna do like the inside of it where the line is. There. Then we have to come underneath it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take off these extra lines. And maybe move our flower back a little. Okay. So that's the first line there. To the tail. And I'm gonna come to about here and draw the other line for the tail. Okay. Just hoop it around there. Alright. We're gonna leave that little hoop there. And we're gonna come here and draw the other part of the tail coming around. Like that, okay? Alright? Kind of like that. You can just do it, however you want to do it. Trying to follow as close to the reference so it'll be a little bit easier to kind of follow along with. So that gives us our basic outline. Now we're going to come back around here to the squirrel and add a little bit more detail. So come up here. You see he has whiskers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw the eyes. Alright. Draw the mouth. And a little dot for the nose. Just to give it a little more detail. Okay. Connect that. Kind of like that. I'm going to design to his beak. Come down here for the second leg. Make it crossover. Kind of a simple kind of crossover there. Alright? And then you can come here and add a few detail with the feathers. And feathers coming down. And his eyes up here. Okay, just to give us kind of a basic sketch of the flamingo there in the water. Okay? Alright, cool. Alright, so that kind of completed that animal there. And as I say, you can add any more animals, like you can see on the reference. There's a giraffe and all of that as well. So if you want to add that, you can. I'm going to let that actually be the last animal there that we actually, draw here on the picture. But you can see, up top, there's the sun and all of that. So you can just add that here up top. So I'm going to come about right here. Alright. Simply add our sun there. Kind of like it's shining on everything there. Okay. And kind of back here, I'm going to draw a simple outline of our giraffe. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the giraffe. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up there. And as I said, if you want to add the giraffe and all of that, you can do that as well. So I'm going to just kind of finish the giraffe, but that is the last animal that I'm actually going to draw here on the picture, and that is just simply the giraffe is actually going to be the last animal that I'm going to end up drawing. So hopefully, you all can see the finished product, but this is pretty much it right here. So yeah, I'm just pretty much going to wrap it up right there, and we're going to end our drawing there. I'm going to come back and add the giraffe. As you can see on the reference, the giraffe kind of peeping from behind. That kind of wraps up our time for today. So I hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial on our interpretation of the Garden of Eden Part 3. And remember, don't forget to check out www.smicapp.com. That's SMICAPP.com. And simply go over there, click Would Prosper, and you can get your designs actually noticed on t-shirts, mugs, sneakers, hoodies, so much more, pillows, anything like that. So make sure you all go over there and avail yourself to that as well. That is smicapp.com, okay? And don't forget to check out awesome biblical arts museum known as ABAM Center. And that is abamcenter.com. Make sure you all go over there and check that out. It's awesome. Over 150 different multicultural biblical characters that you all would just enjoy. I love it, so I know that you'll love it. So make sure you go over there and check that out as well. Don't forget to check us as well now on our YouTube channel, and that is Heart4art, and that is at YouTube. So go over there, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can get all of our different videos, art tutorials, and different things like that we actually post there on our YouTube channel. So I just want to make sure that you all have all that information so you can, avail yourself to that as well. And I hope you have enjoyed this art tutorial on today, but that pretty much wraps it up for today. So don't forget to check out those different websites that I told you. I have been your hostess, Zmarie, here with Heart4art Live. I'll see you all next Tuesday, Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Got it? Next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? So I'll see y'all then.
Want to understand God's calling for your life as a visual artist? Well, now you can. Zoe Hoffman's book entitled How to Get Answers Every Time You Pray for Visual Artists, which is inspired by Apostle Dr. Ludi L. Hoffman's book, How to Get Answers Every Time You Pray, The Power of Partnership, you will be guided through what needs to be done in order to properly stay in God's will for your life as an artist. Go online to www.abamcenter.com and order your copy today.